The real reasons of high blood pressure and how to lower it naturally. To transport oxygen throughout your body, your heart pumps blood via your arteries. However, if your arteries narrow or become too rigid, the internal pressure increases, raising your risk of heart attacks and blood clots. Unfortunately, blood pressure medications can have long-term side effects and typically don't address the underlying causes of the issue. In this video, you'll learn about the actual causes of high blood pressure and how to address them using some very basic natural remedies. Strokes, kidney damage, and eye problems are just a few examples. If you have high blood pressure, please consult your doctor, as this video is purely informative. 1. Dehydration. Dehydration is a hidden cause of high blood pressure that is frequently ignored, or IgN. Because your body cannot produce enough blood when it is dehydrated, your kidneys raise your blood pressure by releasing a hormone called angiotensin, which narrows your arteries to help push the smaller amount of blood through your body faster. This hormone also causes your body to hold more sodium, which raises blood pressure even more. To keep your blood pressure stable and your kidneys functioning properly, I recommend drinking at least 2 liters of mineral water each day. You should also be aware that excessive perspiration and caffeine can cause your kidneys to dry out. 2. Potassium deficiency. Now, when you go to your doctor with persistently high blood pressure, they normally advise you to reduce your intake of salt because, of course, sodium can raise blood pressure. However, they rarely inform you that a potassium deficit is frequently the more serious problem. When you don't get enough potassium, your body gets swollen and puffy, and the fluid retention strains your heart and arteries, increasing your blood pressure. Potassium really works with sodium to balance the fluid levels inside and outside your cells. Although it's ideal to consume twice as much potassium as sodium, 98% of people today don't get enough of it because we don't eat enough leafy green vegetables. In addition, bananas aren't a great source of potassium because they contain a lot of sugar, which can actually deplete your potassium levels. Later in the video, I'll discuss how potassium and some other essential nutrients can lower blood pressure. 3. High cortisol. High levels of cortisol and adrenaline are another very common but often undiagnosed cause of high blood pressure. These hormones are released when you're experiencing a lot of emotional stress or anxiety, when you don't get at least 7 hours of sleep every night, or when you consume excessive amounts of stimulants like coffee, tea, soda, or energy drinks. If this sounds like your situation, as it was mine, you can naturally lower your cortisol levels by using magnesium glycinate, vitamin B1, vitamin D, or lemon balm. Taking long, steady walks in nature can also help to calm down your nervous system. If you find this information helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with the latest health and nutrition tips. Certain medications that contain corticosteroids can also raise your cortisol levels. These stress hormones put your nervous system into overdrive, making you extremely alert. And you may notice tensile muscles and an overactive mind that is constantly analyzing and overthinking. 4. High carb diet. Now, because number 4 is so prevalent, eating a lot of processed foods such as sweets is a high carb diet. Grains, breads, and starches. Because fruit juices, cereals, and vegetable oils cause a lot of inflammation and damage to the inner walls of your arteries. Your body produces cholesterol, calcium, and fibrin to cover the damaged areas like a band-aid. However, over time, this results in the formation of thick plaque and scar tissue that narrows your arteries, raising your blood pressure and increasing your risk of heart attacks and blood clots. Fix your diet by substituting items with holes for those that come in a can, a packet, or a tub. Meat, fish, eggs, fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and avocados are examples of unprocessed foods. High-quality cheese really promotes heart health by providing a healthy fat called CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, and extra virgin olive oil, and grass-fed cheeses. By the way, the cholesterol in unprocessed cheese does not raise LDL cholesterol in your arteries. 5. Calcium overload. The use of calcium carbonate supplements is another frequent cause of hypertension. As they get older, people frequently take these to strengthen their bones and joints, but sadly, this kind of calcium doesn't actually absorb well into the bones. Instead, it becomes lodged in the smooth muscles of your arteries, tightening them. According to studies, taking merely 500 milligrams of calcium carbonate daily can increase the risk of stroke by 20% and heart attacks by 30%. I advise avoiding these completely and obtaining your calcium organically from imported premium European grass-fed cheeses and vegetables. Additionally, consuming adequate amounts of vitamin K2 and magnesium in your diet aids in directing calcium to the proper location in your bones. 6. Belly fat. According to studies, one of the main causes of high blood pressure is having too much visceral fat surrounding your organs, particularly in the abdomen area. Biologically active, visceral fat releases cytokines, which are molecules that cause inflammation. These cause stiffening and damage to your arteries. Increasing your blood pressure, intermittent fasting, or a low-carb diet can help you lose the extra fat and naturally lower your blood pressure over time. Being overweight or obese also puts pressure on your heart and kidneys, which further damages the arteries and raises blood pressure. Other causes of high blood pressure include low vitamin D levels, which are common in older adults, the chemicals in cigarettes and vape pens that can cause blood vessels to constrict and harden, which can weaken your heart, and sleep apnea, which is characterized by intermittent stopping and starting of breathing during sleep, which can lower oxygen levels and raise blood pressure. The best ways to lower blood pressure naturally. The first way to increase your intake of potassium and magnesium is to eat a big salad every day that includes foods high in minerals such as avocados, arugula, lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumber, celery, eggs, and or wild salmon. These foods' potassium and magnesium help to naturally decrease blood pressure by relaxing the muscles surrounding your arteries. Exercise. Walking, hiking, swimming, cycling, or physical labor are all great ways to help lower cortisol and insulin. High-intensity interval training can also strengthen your heart and improve circulation. Steer clear of dehydrators. Avoid drinking alcohol and consuming more than 1 or 2 cups of organic coffee in the morning, as these substances can alter blood volume and raise blood pressure. Drinking at least 2 liters of mineral water each day is a great way to help your kidneys control your blood pressure. I also enjoy drinking herbal teas that have blood pressure lowering properties, such as chamomile, lemon balm, and hibiscus. Boost your quality of sleep. Think about utilizing a natural sleep aid that contains tryptophan, magnesium glycinate, lemon balm, and other ingredients to improve the quality of your sleep. Consume fewer carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates were reduced at Whole Foods. Sugars and starches. Processed foods and seed oils should be avoided in favor of whole foods high in good fats, such as avocados, eggs, fatty salmon, and extra virgin olive oil. These will improve blood circulation by reducing inflammation in the heart and arteries. The sun. As you age, think about including 200 micrograms of vitamin K, 2 and 20,000 international units of vitamin D3 in your daily routine. Vitamin D is very effective at lowering blood pressure, and vitamin K2, not K1, helps keep arteries from becoming stiff with calcium by moving the calcium into the bones where it belongs. Spending a little more time outside and in the sunshine will increase your levels of melatonin and vitamin D, which will help relax the arteries and protect them against inflammation. Instead of using processed table salt, use Celtic or Baja Gold sea salts. These premium salts include higher levels of potassium and magnesium, as well as other trace elements that support healthy blood pressure and electrolyte balance. Keep in mind that consuming too little salt can cause blood pressure to rise just as much as consuming too much. The protein. Steer clear of phony plant-based meats. Whole cuts of high-quality grass-fed beef, wild fish, pasteurized eggs, and organic chicken or turkey eggs are considerably healthier for your arteries because they raise HDL cholesterol, which improves circulation. Processed meats and canned proteins are far worse. If left untreated, high blood pressure is extremely harmful and can result in heart attacks, strokes, and blood clots. Dehydration and potassium deficiencies, rather than simply too much salt, are two prevalent but often ignored causes of high blood pressure. Elevated quantities of the stress hormone cortisol can cause artery narrowing, which raises blood pressure. Overconsumption of carbs results in stiff arteries and inflammation. In addition to having a lot of visceral fat around the belly, high blood calcium levels from mineral supplements can also be a contributing factor. By treating the underlying causes of the issue rather than just its symptoms with medication, you can drastically reduce your blood pressure with just 1 cup of a very special drink that you can make at home using natural ingredients and herbs. If you would like the recipe, click the video that I've put on the screen. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos today, and as always, I wish you great health, wealth, and happiness.